What's up, y'all? Special guest, speaker at Texas Leaders, and we've seen her post in the group, and she has amazing numbers. So, Laura, thank you for joining us. First question: How, why you chose Allstate? How long you been there, and about how big is the book now?
So for me, insurance has probably been in my world since I was 5 years old. But as a career, I stumbled upon it when I was 21. Totally accidental. I worked for a mortgage broker and had a horrible manager and had the State Farm agent down the road offer me a position. And I thought, insurance, probably gonna be boring, but whatever I can do to get away from this guy.
Yeah.
So I took the position and, within probably 6 months to a year, fell absolutely in love with it based on the idea of just how much we help people. And for me, that came in a death claim. So I had my very most favorite client coming in all the time, really. And she was in with her daughter. I had asked about life insurance, sold it to her. Within 6 months, she unexpectedly passed away. Like, it was investigated and everything. But she really didn't know about it and passed away. I went to that funeral. She had 5 kids, all of them with tattered clothes on. And they asked me to sit up front. And they all hugged my neck and said that, if it wouldn't have been for you, we wouldn't have been able to bury our mom, much less, keep our family home. And so hook, line, and sinker, I was like, all right, this is it. I can really help people and just seeing it all in the different ways we do, from, saving people money to their liability limits, all the things, and just making them have a better day even just on the phone. So it made me love it. And then moving into Allstate, I stayed with State Farm for 7 years. Thought that, okay, I want to be an owner, and applied through State Farm. That would have been the easy direction. And was going through the program. The manager there could always rely on me for life insurance. So he'd always call me if he needed his numbers met. So I was pretty good at getting some life insurance. So he started coming around, and I don't think he was too happy that I was, going to move on. So he actually had a conversation with me about, you being a woman and all, have you thought about, are you going to have a family, and have you really thought about ownership, being a woman and all?
Whoa.
And I was like, what? So at that point, I was like, okay, I don't think State Farm's for me. I did some research, found Allstate had a fantastic business model. And I also love the forgiveness stuff, with the gold and enhanced, because I knew I'd probably have some people following me, and I wanted to make sure that I could set them up right. So that's how I landed with Allstate.
Beautiful. And how big is the book now?
We're just under 9 million. We've grown completely organic. We're scratch agency. I've been doing it for 15 years. And when I say organic, we are also, it's mostly word of mouth. Yep. I don't really spend a lot up until it's about to change, but other than the first couple years, no internet leads, mailers, anything. Everything is word of mouth referrals from our customers.
Well, this is going to be a weird question then. So how much do you spend on marketing? And then about how many items does that produce average monthly?
So we're a little bit of an oddball. Like I said, this is about to change. Yeah. But on average, we're usually around 2,500 a month, and we average 180 items.
Boom. That's amazing. Congratulations.
I did just hire though, so it's about to change.
That's amazing. Okay, so sales team wise, how do you hold your sales team accountable on a day-to-day basis?
So we do the normal, follow the quotes, items, talk time with the most part being on quotes. I think that's most important. And then they have to have a certain amount of items per month to keep their job, so we do 30 items on a sales member once they're established, and then 10 items on our hybrid side.
Okay, cool.
And I'll say one other thing though.
Yeah, please.
Because accountability took me a minute to really go ahead.
Wait, say that again? You broke up. What'd you say?
So accountability took me a minute.
Yeah.
I was going to say, yeah, accountability kind of took me a minute, and the idea of coming back behind them and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do. Because a lot of what I do, which I do think works, but I think the accountability is super important with having numbers and everything. But a lot of what I do is really share that passion of how much it matters that we're caring for people,
yeah,
and that we're doing the right thing. And when I see that the team really grabs onto that, I mean, more than anything, that's what'll make them go. And, I just feel like if you take care of other people, and I teach them that, yeah, sales are great. We make a really good living. But at the end of the day, when we're taking care of people, the sales are going to come. It's going to happen.
Beautiful. Absolutely. So let's talk about that day to day. So what does your day to day look like owning a $9 million agent in your position?
So I'm very active in the agency, a little bit more than I'd like to be at this point, honestly, because I have just hired 4 new people in the last 90 days. And I am the person that coaches them and trains them and does all the things. It also starts with me with accountability. So my morning starts at 5 a.m. I'm getting up, working out, meditating, doing all the things I need to do to be mentally ready for my day. Take my daughter to school, get here. We're just doing meetings, education, role play. And then I'm like a disfigured starfish, I feel like right now, because we do have so many things going on that are new with all the new people happening. So very active. I think I'm clocking about 60 hours a week at least. So I'm hoping for that to change shortly.
Yeah. Can't sustain that for very long. Or you could, but you may not want to.
It's a bit much.
All right, last question. So what is the best piece of advice you've ever gotten, and how can you apply that to business?
I had 2.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Yeah.
One came, which is probably the only way I was able to become an owner, is my dad had told me a couple years before he suddenly passed away that if you ever get a lump sum of money, don't blow it. So I don't know. I think he was messing with the stock market or scratch offs. I don't know, but he was all in to make sure you don't blow some money. So when he passed away, I got that life insurance. I was 20 years old. My parents were divorced. I was an only child. It all landed in my lap, right? The mortgage, the bills, everything that came with it. So I, instead of blowing it like I'm kind of surprised any 20-year-old would have done. I put it up. I worked really hard. I paid that mortgage on my own. I didn't never touch it. And then when it came time for ownership, I had it sitting there, which is what I needed to be able to be approved. So had I not had that, then probably wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
And second piece, real quick, is just probably more so just the way I was raised and the idea that you got to be positive. Stuff happens. Nothing is easy. It is all how we pick ourselves back up. So I will definitely cry for a hot second and then get back out there and figure out a solution. I'm very solution oriented, and I think if you combine all 3, positivity, be solution oriented, and just get yourself back out there and take care of people, then it all comes together.
Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you for the share. So we will see you in like 2 weeks. That's 2 weeks from now or something, right? And down in Texas. So I look forward to that. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you soon. And we're done.
Thank you.
Good job. That was awesome.